Yes, I know, it's a little bit late, and when I say a little bit late, I do mean pretty damn late. But for those who know, you know the reason why the videos haven't been going up. And we're playing catch up, we're doing the regular content, and we're going to be doing some other stuff as well. We're actually in a decent place to actually be able to make content as I want to, rather than just having to find quiet time to be able to, which is a good thing. But it's time to rate the PlayStation Plus games for January. The order that I'm going to go through, as well as a bit of review and showing the gameplay and stuff. It's how you guys have kind of been preferring it, and if I'm being honest, it's kind of the way that I prefer to do it as well. Now, before we do get into it, any of you guys that need to pick up a new controller, custom or modded, make sure you check out the sponsor Controller Mods. Some beautiful designs on their website, and the PS5 ones. I've got myself one. Amazing. Just look beautiful, feel exactly the same as a standard PS5 controller, apart from you can get it as you want it, really, custom designs and all that stuff. But let's get into it. The three games you guys obviously already know: Persona 5 Strikers, Dirt 5, and Deep Rock Galactica. Now, I'm going to kind of go through in the order, like, worst to best, of how I kind of preferred them, and coming in at the third spot is a game that I wasn't actually sure how I was going to enjoy it. It's Persona 5 Strikers. Now, I've actually played the other Persona games a little bit, and I enjoyed them, I'm not going to lie. However, Persona 5 Strikers, I found myself stuck in conversations most of the time, if that makes sense, to the point where I felt like the time that I was playing the game to get the gameplay footage, it was literally just sat skipping conversations, and then 100 enemies that I'm having to jump up and kill, and then going back to talking to people, and if I'm being honest, I found it really, really boring. Didn't enjoy it. Graphically, I mean, it looked nice, it's just the actual gameplay for it, didn't enjoy it, so that's definitely coming in at the number 3 spot. Coming in at number 2, this was a pretty difficult one, because I actually really enjoyed both of the other games, but I'm going to go for Deep Rock Galactic. Now, this game's obviously a PS4 and PS5. It's a co-op FPS game, and that's kind of the only thing that I knew about it to start with. But when you jump into it, everything's kind of destructible, which I knew it had destructible environments, but I was more thinking if you threw a grenade, something would kind of pop and walls would fall down. What I didn't know is that it had like full mining aspects as well. So you'll jump into a cave at the start and you have to throw your glow sticks around so you can actually see where you're going. It tells you to gather some materials and bits and bobs and stuff, but like it looks like there's nowhere to go. So then you have to figure out where you need to mine. So you'll mine and then you'll kind of come out in another part of the mine shaft as such. Progress through it, gather your materials, and at some point enemies will pop out and you can either use the giant like machine gun thing that you've got, or swap over to your pistol, or throw grenades as well. I did actually really enjoy it. I think the fact that each time you kind of replay through stuff, it's always going to be different just because of the way that stuff generates in the game. It's not the same map over and over and over again. Visually, graphically, it kind of reminded me a little bit of No Man's Sky. Now, obviously, a completely different style of game. It's just kind of, it gave me those vibes. When you're kind of mining away, like, sometimes it won't do it properly to the point you'll end up with a little tiny floating piece of rock. So, that sort of stuff in the game, the physics-wise, didn't make sense as such, but it didn't take away the gameplay. Did actually really, really enjoy it, but it's got to go in the number 2 spot because, weirdly enough, the game that I've enjoyed the most is Dirt 5. Now, last Dirt game that I played that come on PlayStation Plus, you guys were watching me play it, and I could not control that car to save my life. I was going through fences, into trees. It didn't look like I was playing a racing game. It looked like I was just trying to kill myself, and it was crazy. However, the first time I jumped on Dirt 5, it felt so natural to play. I'm not too sure whether or not it's because of the adaptive triggers on the PS5, which did feel really, really good. You can feel yourself pressing down on the accelerator. You can feel the resistance. When you're going over the bumps and stuff and you're sliding around, you can feel it rattling, and it just felt really nice. And then obviously when you take off, if you go over a bit of a jump or something, it all goes. It just feels really, really cool. Again, graphically, beautiful. Sometimes a little bit too irritating in some aspects, to the point where the brightness of the sun will actually affect you being able to see, and you do have to kind of squint to kind of figure out where you need to slide around the corner so you don't wrap it up. But apart from that, yeah, I absolutely loved playing the game. I like my races anyway. The Dirt games have never really done anything for me, but playing Dirt 5 with the adaptive triggers, it just felt so natural and so cool that that's the reason it's got to go in the #1 spot for me. It's obviously going to be different for a lot of you guys. You're going to have your preferences, but I am curious to see. So in the comments down below, I would love it if you guys would just write them in the order that you prefer them, like 3, 2, 1, worst to best kind of thing, so I can see what everyone else thinks out there. Pretty curious to see where you kind of rated them. But that's pretty much it for this one. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I do apologise that it's late. Again, everything is back to normal now, but probably a bit more. Just because I've got the time, I've not got dogs barking in the house, I've not got people shouting and running around constantly. Things are pretty quiet, so it just means I can kind of get stuck in and actually do the content that I wanted to do for quite a long time, which I hope you guys will appreciate. But again, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. Leave a like, make sure you subscribed, and I'll catch you next time.